Christmas smells of hope and tastes of nostalgia. It's a time when hearts warm, but also when old wounds throb. How many times have you felt that sting thinking of someone who has drifted away? That person who, due to pride, misunderstanding, or pain, has become nothing more than a memory. The irony is that while everyone talks about peace and unity, many feel the weight of silence and the distance from those they love. But here's an unspoken truth. Waiting for time to heal everything is a risky bet. Time can be a great advisor, but it's a terrible bridge builder. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to ask for forgiveness or offer reconciliation, know that it may never come. The perfect moment is today, and as uncomfortable as it may feel, there's an unimaginable reward in the courage to take the first step. God gave us Christmas to remind us that hope is born in simplicity and love is reborn through forgiveness. Are you ready to rebuild those bridges? To turn this time of reflection into a time of action? Let's explore together how faith, inspiration, and dedication can reignite dormant relationships and transform this Christmas into a milestone of healing and gratitude. God has a unique way of surprising those who feel lost in the tangled web of broken relationships. When friendship cools or family drifts apart, it may seem like nothing can be fixed, but trusting in God's plan means being certain that He can rebuild even the most worn-out bridges. Faith becomes the cement, inspiration guides the steps, and motivation keeps the foundation strong. A simple "how are you" can be the start of this divine restoration. Often, we look at the rubble of broken relationships and wonder if it's worth trying again. Reflection reminds us that every challenge is an opportunity for learning. God works through disconnections, creating opportunities for growth and healing. Imagine that old relationship you left behind. An honest message could be the first brick of a new bridge. After all, God shows us that the impossible is just a matter of perspective. Whatever the situation, God asks for trust. It may be uncomfortable to take the first step toward reconciliation, but He walks with us, like a child jumping into a pool, trusting their father's arms. We need to dive in with faith. Gratitude for each small victory along the way strengthens the assurance that God has a greater plan. And, interestingly, it's in this act of trust that a loop opens up for something even more challenging: finding the courage to overcome fear. Reconciliation is an invitation to dive into the unknown, and that's where fear makes its appearance. The heart tightens, the mind plays tricks, and the temptation to retreat is strong. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Jesus forgave even those who crucified Him. That's the kind of inspiration that motivates us to face discomfort. Sending that message or making that call might be scary, but the result is worth every second of hesitation. Imagine yourself in front of a door locked for years. The key to unlocking it is courage. Instead of hiding in the room of separation, opening that door can bring relief and healing. The reflection here is simple. What would you prefer, the comfort of isolation or the peace of a restored relationship? God challenges us to forgive boldly. A simple "I forgive you" or "please forgive me" can transform lives, especially your own. Courage is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Practice small acts of bravery every day. Face difficult conversations. Express hidden feelings. Apologize even when it's hard. God honors those who strive to spread peace. And as faith grows, fear diminishes. This path of courage leads to resilience, as forgiveness is not always accepted at first. But God is there, strengthening those who persist in seeking reconciliation. Failing in an attempt at reconciliation can hurt as much as the original break. Hope knocks on the door and sometimes finds no response. But here's the secret. Every failure is a lesson in disguise. God uses these experiences to shape us and teach us new ways of dialogue. If a conversation didn't work today, reflect on what can be adjusted. Faith in God gives us the strength to rise, inspire new attempts, and move forward with determination. It's easy to give up after a no or a cold response, but resilience is born in exactly those moments. Think of a sculptor. He strikes the stone countless times before revealing the hidden masterpiece. Broken relationships are like blocks of marble waiting to be shaped by patience and motivation. Each failed attempt can be a new chance for learning. A different message, a gentler approach, or an unexpected gesture can open paths that once seemed blocked. Persisting doesn't mean being stubborn. It means trusting in God's process. After all, He values those who seek peace and forgiveness with a sincere heart. Gratitude for the small advances keeps the spirit alive, even when the response doesn't come. Maybe the person needs time. Maybe you do too. And as you keep trying, dedicate yourself to something that always works: daily prayer and constant surrender. This path of resilience leads us to dedication, where forgiveness becomes a daily practice. Reconciliation is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and patience is the right footwear for this journey. Committing daily to forgiveness requires discipline and, above all, faith. Each day brings with it new opportunities for reflection and surrender to God. It could be a prayer first thing in the morning asking for wisdom, or an internal conversation throughout the day to avoid resentment. Daily dedication is not manifested in grand gestures, but in small, consistent actions that, together, make miracles happen. Handing the situation over to God is like releasing a balloon into the wind. You know it's going up, even without knowing exactly where it will land. This ongoing surrender allows Him to work in our hearts and guide us to the understanding needed for reconciliation. If the other side is slow to give in, don't be discouraged. Persevere in prayer, ask for inspiration, and thank God for the small changes happening in you. Motivation comes from this quiet trust in a God who operates in the unseen. This daily dedication shapes character. It makes us more humble, patient, and understanding. It can be difficult, sometimes even frustrating, but the reward lies in the transformation that happens inside. By practicing daily gratitude for every step forward, no matter how small, you build a stronger heart. And this daily commitment leads to something even greater: total and faithful surrender to God's plan. Because, in the end, the journey of rebuilding bridges requires not only persistence, but an unwavering commitment to God's will. Committing to reconciliation is like signing a contract with your own faith. It's choosing, day after day, to trust in God's will, even when the outcome seems uncertain. This commitment is an act of inspiration and courage, a silent declaration that you are willing to rebuild, even without seeing the end of the road. Like a farmer planting seeds with hope for the harvest, you plant gestures of peace and let God take care of the growth. This type of commitment requires complete surrender without reservation. It's believing that God walks by your side and that every step of faith is not in vain. Maybe the person doesn't respond immediately or the conversation seems stalled, but your commitment remains firm. Gratitude for each well-intentioned attempt strengthens this determination. Imagine the power of a constant attitude, a heart that says, "I will not give up because God hasn't given up on me." And on this journey, something extraordinary happens. Faithful commitment transforms you. Your heart becomes more open, your patience longer, and your compassion deeper. Even if the relationship doesn't restore exactly as before, your soul is renewed. Faith grows, motivation strengthens, and you realize that reconciliation isn't just about the other. It's also about your own transformation. And this daily commitment leads us to a powerful truth. Every day is a chance to heal, especially today. Each new day is a blank page, a fresh opportunity that God gives us to heal what is broken. Time doesn't wait, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. This Christmas, reflect on who you'd like to embrace, ask for forgiveness from, or listen to again. Embracing the present means reaching out without fear, opening your heart with sincerity, and above all, acting in faith. A simple gesture can turn into a miracle of reconciliation. Asking for forgiveness or offering, it doesn't have to be complicated. A sincere message, an unexpected phone call, or even a handwritten card can be the beginning of that healing. God gives us today to be agents of peace and love. The motivation to act comes from the awareness that each day is a unique gift. Don't put off what can be done now. Imagine the joy of ending this year knowing that you tried to fix something that was broken. Reconciliation is the greatest gift you can give and receive. It's an act of gratitude to God for all the chances He gives us. Honoring this gift means choosing love over pride, peace over silence. This Christmas, allow yourself to live the inspiration of a healed heart. After all, when God gives us an opportunity to love and forgive, He is offering us the most precious gift, the chance to turn today into an eternal memory of faith and renewal. Reconciliation is not just an act of faith, but an act of courage that can change your life and the life of those you love. How many healing opportunities are you still going to let pass by? How many sleepless nights or days of silence are you going to endure? The decision to rebuild bridges is in your hands. God has already placed the desire in your heart and the strength to act. Are you ready to set aside your pride and choose peace? Think of someone you would like to have close to you this Christmas. What is stopping you from taking the first step? A phone call, a message, or even a sincere prayer could be the beginning of this transformation. Remember, every day is a gift, and every act of reconciliation is a victory. Let this Christmas be the moment when you finally decide to act and not just reflect. Your courage can inspire others to do the same. If this message touched your heart, I recommend reading the ebook Christmas, A Meeting with Divine Peace and Hope. You'll find the link in the pinned comment. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue receiving inspirations that can transform your life. Let's make this Christmas a milestone of love, unity, and gratitude.